Alrighty, brothers and sisters, cryptos and meme coins are about to mega ascend as we have now war and everything going on. But if you look at Bitcoin, it's holding strong. We've seen a bit of a pullback. Altcoins and meme coins generally are holding strong. We have something big today happening with Darky getting listed on Mexi, which is very big. We're seeing this playing out in the charts with a massive breakout going on, maybe a new all-time high on its way happening. So most importantly, what I want to talk about here is how we're seeing the market holding strong today, even though we're seeing a lot of fear again around the war and everything. But here you can see that the market is always telling us what we need to know. It is holding strong, even though we have some crazy news going on. The market is holding strong. Bitcoin did not go below $100,000, most importantly, and something crazy as well. You might think that people are freaking out, but the big banks are buying. As you can see here, we have BlackRock buying $266 million worth of Bitcoin, and on the 13th as well, 239 million, and on the 12th, 288. Overall, generally, they are buying a lot more in times of war. So as we can see here, that the news here do not affect the markets anymore, which tells me that we're out of the sellers. The market is generally bottomed. Even though if we look at Bitcoin, it does not seem like it. If you look at that weekly chart or monthly chart on Bitcoin, it just keeps going up. But the most important chart here that I want to show you why is this super bullish is the ETH Bitcoin chart. And this is Bitcoin against Ethereum. When this starts to trend against Bitcoin, when Ethereum starts to show strength against Bitcoin, this means we're in an old season. It's that simple. Now, something important with this chart is the RSI. Now, usually the RSI bottoms when it goes to this oversold area, and it got there back in August 2019, and this marked the bottom. And I remember I made a video about this, and I was talking about what if this is the bottom again here, because we're seeing the same thing playing out. The RSI generally very oversold, bounced strongly from that area here, and the price as well did bounce strongly from that area. So as we can see here, if we line these two, we can see perfectly how the RSI showed us a bottom back in the days here, and as well now today is showing us a bottom, and most importantly how Ethereum is holding strong with this line here. It is holding pretty strong above this previous week. This is ETH Bitcoin, by the way, holding strong. These are the weekly candles. We're spending a lot of weeks above this major wick here, and we reclaim this level. So to me here, this does look like a bottom signal, or this looks like this chart is bottomed. Even the fear of war and all that did not cause this to go again lower. So this has a high chance to be very bottomed, and this makes me very bullish, very excited, because if this is bottomed, the ETH Bitcoin pair is bottomed, this means that we are gonna now have a market shift. This is pretty much the reverse of the Bitcoin dominance. And if we look at that Bitcoin dominance, we see usually when this trends lower and starts to go down, this usually gives us that altcoin season that we're waiting for. Here was the 2017 one, here was the 2021, and here we're still waiting for that 25 to start. And generally this will start to trend lower once the ETH BTC pair starts to go higher. And that's why I'm very bullish today. I'm very excited about the future of this crypto markets here today. And that's why I'm especially very bullish on meme coins as well, as I do think these are the biggest gainers, and they're going to continue being the biggest gainers, and there is nothing to stop them. And once the market is going to shift, we're going to see a major shift towards especially memes on Ethereum and ETH ecosystem. As I continue to say that, because we've seen now Solana had its own time, and now it's the ETH time. Even if we look at the Sol BTC chart, it is the total opposite of the ETH BTC chart. As if we look at the Sol BTC pair, it does look like it's just starting its way down here, while the ETH BTC pair is already at its bottom, looking for higher here. As ETH as well has ETFs, and ETFs continue to buy, like BlackRock. We have yesterday, Monday, we had $16 million in inflows for Ethereum just from BlackRock alone, another 5 from Fidelity, and this is with ongoing war. We are seeing these inflows. This shows a lot of confidence from large banks towards Ethereum and Bitcoin, which tells me that something big is coming. And we notice this pretty much if we look at that global liquidity, which continues to rise and it's not stopping. And that's another confluence. Whenever this thing rises and starts to break to the upside, we see this play out again on that ETH BTC chart or ETH USDT chart. Usually when this goes up, it creates an altcoin season or a bull market in general. And now it is breaking out again. It's continuing its way up, and soon we're gonna start to see this play out on the ETH BTC pair as well as the ETH USDT pair, which is gonna cause an alt season once this starts to go up. And as well, we have the FOMC meeting coming on Wednesday, and that is something to keep in mind, as we could see possibly a rate cut, even though it's not projected to be one, and the market is forecasting no rate changes, which is a good thing. So in case we have no rate cuts coming in on Wednesday, the market is likely not to react badly to it, because it is already expecting it to be or stay the same. As we see, the forecast is 4.5%, and previous is, or the actual is 4.5%. So if there is no change, this will not change anything in the market. Unless there is a change, then we can see the market pricing this in. If we have a rate cut, then that's gonna be very bullish and insanely bullish. But by just looking at the global liquidity going up, we already know that they are printing. It's just that they are not telling us yet, but they are pretty much printing. And that's one major reason as well why Bitcoin is rallying, why we're still seeing Bitcoin coming up and pumping, and why we're seeing the ETFs very bullish on cryptos here. It's because money is going worthless day after day here with the global liquidity, and as well the market is just waiting for that hit to come with the rate cuts. Once they do get cut and they do get lowered, this will cause the dollar to go even lower, creating even more pumps and more buy pressure towards cryptos. So overall, we got a lot of bullish things going on here today. I'm still doing the same thing I'm still holding. I'm still waiting for the alt season to hit. It's been a long time, and I know that it's been a long time, but that's what we got today going on. On the brighter side, as I just explained on this video, a lot of things are telling us things are gonna start to shift very soon. Something is gonna happen very soon, especially here looking at this ETH BTC chart with the RSI and everything. This is pretty much how I actually seen the bottom with Bitcoin back in the days. Whenever the weekly RSI is oversold, usually that marks bottoms on charts, and that's what we got going on here with the ETH BTC, which if this starts to go up, this will really trigger a major alt season, and I cannot wait for this to finally start to happen. Overall, altcoins and meme coins are just holding stand still here, as I shown you here. We got Pepe still holding here, we got Toshi holding here, we got Brett on ETH holding here, and we got Darky pumping today and breaking out with a major Mexi listing, which is very bullish to see here for a low market cap, and this really is looking good here today. As I said, I'm expecting a major shift soon on this ETH BTC pair here chart to start shifting towards the upside finally. As you can see here, even though we have the war and everything going on and all this drama and all that, the market is not really reacting to it, because the market cares most importantly about the global liquidity, which is going up, and the dollar, which is going down, and the possible rate cuts coming, and those all will cause the dollar to go down. So people don't want to hold the dollar, and we're seeing the inflows on the ETFs coming in strong, because that's what they want to do, and that's what happens usually when the dollar goes down. Big banks and people and large whales don't want to hold dollars, so they buy assets like cryptos. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video till the end, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.